Hey, so we've recently been to a really badly organised German-Spanish cultural event thing.
Oh, it was awful, eh?
It was really bad. Now, we're supposed to be a good vibes channel, we're supposed to see the positive in things, but this was so bad we had to go home and make a video ASAP.
Speak up!
I think vaginess will sell.
I'm positive that will work.
Right, so the plan was to go and the plan was to get a hot dog and a beer. A German hot dog and a German beer, and I was going to have hot dog with sauerkraut, because why not? You know, it's a German thing, you're going to get it with sauerkraut, right? But then it was like, okay, so a hot dog is one token, and we know a token is worth €3. Okay, fair enough. But then, like, if you wanted sauerkraut with it, it was 50 cents. So it's like, well, what are we doing? Are we using tokens, or are we using euros and cents? It didn't make any sense, ironically. So I queued and I kept, the thing was, he wasn't that slow giving the food. It was like a minute to give somebody their food. But if you think about it, if there's a queue of 15 people, then you're queuing for 15 minutes.
Well, you're telling me more queues for the James Bond marathon, and at least James Bond would have a gadget to skip the line.
To get your food, right? And that's another thing. So I was like, okay, I got there and I went, okay, yeah, cool. So I'll have 2 hot dogs and I'll have 2 beers, please. Oh, I'd like some German beer, Paulaner. I'll have some German beers. And he points to the right and goes, you need to queue. Oh, God. Right. So I've just been queuing for 15 minutes to get my hot dogs. Now, I was with my girlfriend and the dog, and the dog was getting stressed. So she was waiting away, so I did all the queuing. So I went to her, I got the hot dogs in there. He just gave me like a tray with the hot dogs in, and he sort of plonked the buns on top, so I had to make it myself. And the buns weren't even cut. You had to like hack at it with like a fork or something. You had to hack at the bun. I mean, you didn't get a knife or anything to open the bun, and then you had to put the hot dog in yourself. My fingers still smell like mustard and sauerkraut.
Oh, that new sausages were the worst! Overdone joke.
I can't get the smell off my hands. So anyway, I gave her the hot dogs. Okay, I'll be back. I'm gonna get the beers now, so we're gonna have our hot dogs and beers. Because clearly, if the plan is German music and hot dog and beers, then you should be serving the hot dogs and beers at the same time. But they had 2 separate places doing it. So it's okay, right? So I'll go and I'll stand in the queue. And again, right, I was confused. I didn't know where the queues were. Okay, so this is Bertie in the studio then. So what we've got here then, we've got the drinks in the left, and that's in the green tent, and we've got the food and the food truck to the right. So as you can see, both the lines kind of converge into one, so you don't really know what you're queuing for until you're sort of more committed halfway down the line, and you're like, damn, I'm in the wrong line. So I was still kind of queuing, and I didn't really know where the beer queue was, and I was accidentally queuing, and we'll get to this in a moment. I was accidentally queuing in a cup queue. Okay, so right, okay, cool, yeah. So I kind of got back a bit, and I joined the drink queue, right? And I just wanted 2 drinks. So I'm queuing. Again, it's taking this guy. I mean, this must have been the first time he was serving food. I mean, serving beer. Like, out of a tap. Hey, yeah, we slowed down this footage a bit, so I have a bit of time to talk over it. It's Bertie in the studio again. We're not going to show his face. We don't want to name and shame. You do see the girl there behind the till. She was actually very friendly. She was probably the highlight of the experience, to be honest. Very, very sort of attentive, you know. So here he's doing it, and you can see that I know you're supposed to let drinks settle like Guinness, for example, yeah, but look at that pile of foam by the sink. It's crazy. He was just pouring. He was doing such a bad job, and then had to pour it down the sink. And I don't know how many pints he poured down the sink. It was crazy. Because it was like pure foam. Like, it was like he was serving milk. Okay? And what he would do, he'd fill it all up at the top, and it was like basically all foam with a little bit of beer at the top. It was all foam. And he would just pour it down the sink. Like half, oh, that's too foamy. He had to pour it. I was like, fill it up again. Oh, that's too foamy. And that's how he was doing it. I don't know. It doesn't seem like how you're supposed to do it, right? So anyway, you're queuing. It's taking him ages. It was quicker getting hot dogs than it was getting a drink. How is it quicker to cook a hot dog than it is to pour a beer? I don't know. But anyway, so I was queuing there, and again, it was taking him even longer. And the drink, the thing is, if you're having hot dogs, you're only going to have one hot dog, yeah? You're not going to go crazy eating like 4 hot dogs, but you are more likely to go crazy and drink 4 beers, right? So the beer queue was much longer than the hot dog queue. So you're waiting, I mean, I was easily waiting for 20 minutes just in this queue, ever so slightly, getting closer, getting closer, getting closer. I've got these 2 tokens down, I've been queuing for 20 minutes, and I gave him the 2 tokens. Here are my 2 tokens. I would like my beers, please. And he goes, where are your cups? I was like, excuse me? He goes, yeah, you need cups. Ah, yes. The queue I was telling you about earlier, the queue for the cups, I had to queue separately for the cups. Luckily, there's like a woman there who's just quite nice. She happened to, like behind the counter, you know, and she had 2 cups good to go and they were clean or whatever. She goes, oh yeah, I've got 2 cups. You got to pay. Like, oh, okay, because this is quite typical where in festivals in I don't know about in Spain, but certainly Pamplona where we live, you buy a cup for £1 or €1, sorry. You buy a cup for €1, and then you return it at the end of a party, and they give you the euro back. So it's like to restrict littering, you know, which is it's a good system and it works, right? So okay, yeah, cool. I'll give you. I'll pay £2 for the cups. I'll get my cups, and at the end I'll get my €2. So it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I paid. Luckily, I paid for her, and I got my 2 cups, and then he filled them up, and he filled it. It was awful. I mean, I didn't think. It was just one thing after another, right? And after a whole ordeal, I was like, oh, that was awful. I need to go back and get some footage. So what you're seeing is. It's me annoyed. It's annoyed me filming, like, I'm going to use this for a video. I'm going to use this for a video. That was awful. So, that's what you're seeing.
Penel, you're telling me that beer's head makes Jimmy Neutron look normal?
It was like, in a cup, it was... I mean, what I'm showing you in the video is what I got. Like, that's how he was serving them. It was 50% beer, 50% foam. Right. Oh my god. And like, to be fair, it was tasty. It was Paulina, and it was pretty good, to be fair. So we went, I mean, like I say, I was queuing for 20 minutes, so by the time I came back to my girlfriend, I had my beer, I had the 2 beers ready to go with 2 hot dogs. Hot dogs were cold. And then we sat in a park bench, we hacked into them, like I said, to actually open the buns, and then to put, it was so badly done. And we ate it, and it's like, and the weather started to turn a bit bad. So this is perfect. This is perfect. So I went back. Right. The idea was German music, German beers, and German food. I'm going to show you some vertical videos now. That's not German music. They're not singing in German. They're singing in Spanish. So I didn't even know what they were thinking. And he's wearing like this weird little lederhosen thing. It's almost like they're kind of taking the mick a bit of German people. Anyway, so I got my 2 cups and I went back and I was like, okay, yeah, cool, I'll get my €2 now. And I went to him, his bin place, and this is what video you're seeing now. And apparently this, I didn't even think to read it. At this point, I just wanted to get my €2 and go home. And I give him my 2 cups and I go, okay, so where are my €2? And he says to me, oh no, we're not giving you €2. The euro you pay for the cup is like the entrance fee. Hey, this is Bertie in the studio for the final time, probably. This says here, Prestamo Basso, which is like a loan, so you loan a cup and that's €1. But the idea is then that if they keep the euro anyway, it says the money helps towards reorganisation, running costs of reorganisation. So, but it's bizarre because, I mean, you have to pay a token for the beer, and then, but like, you need a cup for the beer, right? You're not going to have it in your hands. You're not going to make a little cup out your hands, are you? So it's like a forced donation, which I don't think is a thing. Like, to have a forced donation. A donation is supposed to be done willingly, no? Like, you should have the choice to get your money back. And it's like, are you joking? It said on the poster, whatever, free entry. So it was like, there's 3 queues, and in every queue there was something which annoyed me. And I just had to make it was beyond, it was so, I mean, I thought the Germans were supposed to be organised. But clearly, I mean, the queues were insane.
Seriously, the queues were insane. Where am I supposed to stand? Help me!
They hadn't prepped it at all. It was like it was their first time doing it. Now, this is the first time it was in Pamplona, but I think they're doing it. I mean, it's kind of been their first attempt. No, it was so bad.
Yeah, just to like go back again. Like, okay, so you buy the cups for £2, and then you're expected to return them. Just give me a free cup, man.
Yeah, so this video doesn't really have an end, so we're going to leave you with probably our favourite song ever. It's a Hamster Dance song. It's awesome.
Quick, time for a joke. That's a rap, get it? Rap music.